generation. No more standing out in line. So good at wasting our time. We are the lazy generation. We are the lazy generation. We are the lazy generation now.
Hello and welcome to round 5 of the 2008 GP4 Offline League Championship. I am Stello, and I'd like to apologise first of all for last week. I originally said that was round 5, the Spanish Grand Prix, but it was actually round 4, so I'd like to apologise for that first of all. But this is round 5. We are here at the Istanbul Park Circuit, a track that I personally really enjoy, but sadly is not on the Formula 1 calendar anymore, and we won't see it on the Formula 1 calendar anymore. But this is the grid. It was another qualifying wet conditions. Joseph Willows on pole, Felix Sontag second, Yuri Marta third, Jay McKenzie fourth, Will Neller fifth, Roland Moichin, a good qualifying from him in sixth. He's not had a particularly good season, Moichin, so this is a good result for him. Page Knight in seventh, Willows in eighth place, and in ninth is Waze Kuba, 10th Evan Byrne, another decent qualifying from Waze Kuba after last week getting pole position. Won't get much better than that. Sam Thompson in 11th, Jack Boyman in 12th. Williams haven't been doing as good as I expected. George Roker, poor qualifying in 13th, just never really seemed to get going in the wet conditions. Alex Southgate 14th, Dominic DeLacio 15th, Finlay Strachan 16th, Mikos Gal 17th, Warren Volker 18th, for Russers down the field a bit. Özil Zafri in 19th, followed by Dmitry Surkov in 20th, Animal 21st, and finally Viggo Holst in last place. As you can see, the weather is looking like it will be nice and sunny, so that is a relief. It never really rained, I don't think, in any of the Turkish Grand Prix, apart from, I think, 2010, where it did, I think, have a few spits and spots here and there, but it will be dry for this race, as we are about to head onto the grid for the start of the Turkish Grand Prix. And here we are, 58 laps around the Istanbul Park Circuit. The lights are about to come on. The lights are now on. There's 4 lights, 5 lights, and the lights are out, and away we go. And who has got the better start going into turn 1? I think Willows has got it. Mackenzie's also made a good start. He's on the inside of Marta. Willows has got the lead. Nella's second, as they seem to have avoided a collision at the first corner. There is Strachan, who's getting overtaken by, that is, I think, DeLacio. And everyone seems to have avoided any contact or collisions. Everyone has got through the first few corners safely so far. And Willows made a good start up front. Nella was in second. I think Mackenzie managed to get past Marta for third place. And yes, no, he didn't actually. Marta is still in third, and it's actually Sontag in second. I do apologise. As Willows takes the lead, as Marta is now right behind Sontag, and so is Will Neller, as you're on board with Yuri Marta now, as they're coming through the fast turn 8 section. Great section of this track, and he's got the slipstream of him. He's going to overtake him coming into this corner, and he does so. And Neller, I think, makes contact there with Jay McKenzie, as here is Moichin, who's also right behind, and Page Knight, as well as James Willows. So is Moichin going to try and get a run on Neller coming into the first corner? As Willows is now already starting to stretch his advantage, as everyone has avoided contact. We have not lost a front wing, a rear wing, or a wheel or anything. Everyone has managed to actually avoid a crash so far on lap 1, as Willows leads ahead of Felix Sontag in second, Marta third, Mackenzie fourth, Neller fifth, Moichin sixth, Page Knight seventh, James Willows eighth. As they're coming round turn 1 and 2, as Marta is trying to get past Felix Sontag here is Jack Boyman, who's getting overtaken by the Red Bull there of, can't actually remember the name unfortunately, but he's getting overtaken by the Red Bull pretty easily there it seems. So he must have had a bad exit out of turn 1. So they're coming down the small back straight. It isn't exactly the back straight, but he's coming down the short straight into turn 7. As we're on board with Marta, who's now right back behind Felix Sontag again, and he seems to have a better run through the late corners, as here we are with Thompson, and Thompson's teammate. Oh, Thompson has run wide, in the middle of that, and that has held up the pack. And will that give Boyman a chance? As here is Roke also involved in this, trying to defend from Southgate in 14th place, and George Roke get an advantage to try and get past Boyman here, as he's a bit further behind. As here we are with Marta, still stuck behind Tag in second place. As here is Volker, and Volker has gone wide, and Volker has spun. He went wide trying to defend his position there, and he's going to drop all the way down to last. He's defending, I believe that was from Surkoff, was it? As we're on board with him. He comes around here, he got forced wide, he went over the curb and he lost it. And that is him down to dead last. It has not been a good season since Australia for Volker, and he will now have to try and recover a lot of positions if he wants to sort of get something out of the race. I think points are now out of the question for him, as we are now on lap 3 out of 58. And here is Marta behind Sontag. Can't find a way past yet. Willows is ahead, not getting away exactly, but he's away as Surkoff locks up going into turn 1, and that is Waze Kuba, who has spun. And there's contact between, I think, is that Southgate and Boyman, I think that was, as other cars just narrowly avoiding, as this was Waze Kuba trying to get past, it was Evan Byrne, and Byrne managed to rejoin, but Kuba is so close to avoiding contact there. As you can see, he actually lifts the Toyota up in the air, lucky not to avoid any damage, as Byrne rejoins. And Kuba is going to drop all the way down the back of the field, so that is not going to do his race any favours whatsoever. Thompson now up into 9th. As he comes in the final corner, and that is Holst. Holst, who was at the back anyway. He had started last, and he hit Waze Kuba. He came around, he went a bit wide, and he just hit the front of Waze Kuba's car. Just went a little bit wide, and that has cost him dear, and he is out of the race. I was surprised Kuba didn't get going before Holst came around the corner, as Martin makes a move on Sontag coming onto the back straight, and he does make the move stick. That's a great move by him. And Southgate has lost his rear wheel. Who has hit him? It was Strachan. As it comes round, does he make any contact? I think they do, obviously. And yes, they do. I think Southgate could have left Strachan a bit more room there, as he was on the inside. But Strachan has lost his bit of his front wing, so he's going to have to go into the pits for that. As Waze Kuba has now got a suspension from it. It has been a horrible, horrible weekend for him. He tried to recover after the incident with Holst, but clearly he's had damage from that, and he is out of the race on lap 10. As Nello is trying to lap. Wait, no, this is Sontag. Sorry, like another car for some reason. As what is going on here? He seems to go a bit wide there, and he loses control of the car. As that's why Nella is right behind him, and is he going to make the move stick? Oh, I don't know if they made contact there. And Mackenzie is right behind them. As we skip to lap 15, this is Joseph Willows. Marta, going around the outside of Joseph Willows for the lead. As Marta now goes into the pits for his first pit stop of the race. As he comes into the pits, he's right down the end of the pit lane. In he goes. Let's see how quick this stop will be. He'll drop a fair bit down the order. I don't think he had a problem, Marta, but it is quite an early stop. We're only on lap 16 out of 58, so let's see how long the stop is. 9.8, it's a good stop from the McLaren crew. Marta's in 9th at the moment. And here is Surkoff, the Super Aguri, coming into the pits on lap 19. Willow's still leading at the moment by 3 seconds ahead of Nella. Sontag a further couple of seconds behind him in 3rd. Surkoff has to wait a bit for Zafri to come into the pits. As there is another yellow flag out, and that is James Willows now at the same corner. 3 crashes at the same corner, and that is his teammate Sam Thompson. Makes a move on the inside, and Thompson tried to steer around the corner, but Willows did not leave him any room, and Willows is out of the race. He's essentially taken himself out. That was, in my opinion, his fault, and Thompson is going to have to go into pits and change his front wing, or there's going to be some words at Red Bull. It's reminiscent of the of Mark Webber Vettel in 2010, except obviously it was just it was down the back straight, but it's a reminiscent of what happened as Will Neller is now into the pits. See how quick this stop will be. Oh, and we skip to Adam Wolf, Super Gurry, coming into the pits. And Wolf, who's had a decent race so far, managed to keep himself out of trouble, unlike Surkoff, who's had a couple of problems. See how quick this stop will be. 11 seconds exactly. Goes out. We're on lap 22. We're close to the halfway point of the race. Close-ish. Here comes Surkoff coming down, teammate coming down the front straight. There is Gal in front of him. Here is Mackenzie in third place at the moment, as Moitian behind in fourth place. Had a good race so far, Moitian, coming into the pits. Certainly having a better day than his teammate Waze Kubo's. Had a nightmare this race as he comes into the pits from P4. How quick is this stop gonna be? It is 11.6, a bit slow there from the Renault crew. He comes out in 7th place, it looks like. And yes, he will come out in 7th place. So here is Felix Sontag, who's coming into the pits on lap 26. See how quick this stop will be from the Ferrari crew. Ferrari, known for their quick stops. As Marta goes past Azul Zafri, the lap car. And Sontag's stop was a 9.2. It's a quick stop on Ferrari's. Paige Knight had a quiet race, gone under the radar, I have to say. She comes in. See how quick this stop as she goes out. Devon Byrne, her teammate, 6.3. So that was quite a quick one, unless they must have only done a tyre stop. Looks like. No, that was a quick one. Joe Tabulos, I imagine, is going to come into the pits. Is it going to be this lap? Yes, it is. As we are now, we're a couple of laps away from the halfway point. Just about the halfway point, and Willows comes into the pits, probably for his only stop of the race, as he comes in. As Mackenzie stays out for now, so he's going to go a couple more laps. Mackenzie's having a lot better race than Roke, who I don't know actually where he is right now. He seems to be struggling a bit in the midfield. As Mackenzie, next lap now, comes into the pits. He makes his first stop, and probably his only stop of the race. Here is Thompson, who makes contact with Jack Boyman and shoves him right off the track. Thompson has spun. Boyman's managed to keep himself going, so he's not lost any positions. But as you can see, Thompson had the run on him coming into to turn one. But Thompson never really, I don't think, was going to make that move work, to be honest. And he kind of got what he deserved as he loses it and spins. Boyman rejoins, but keeps his 8th position, so doesn't lose too much time. As Rope there goes past into 9th place, as Thompson rejoins down in 10th. Into the pits now comes Yuri Marta for his 2nd stop of the race. Again, it was quite an early stop that he did. It was on lap, I think it was 18, I believe. It was quite early. Clearly his tyres weren't working as well as they should have been. 8.6 there. Good stop there. As, Moichin. Moichin's got a problem. Oh, Roland Moichin, he was running so well. And he's pulled off with a transmission problem. That is disastrous. Not been a good weekend for Renault. For Moichin, who hasn't had a brilliant season so far. This was probably going to be one of his good chances for points. And now that has gone out the window. That is tragic there for Roland Moichin. That is going to move everyone up a position as his car is pushed out of the track. And here is George Roke coming into the pits. He was, I think, up to 9th after Moichin. Actually, I think he was actually up to 8th. He was just in the points as Moichin had retired. he comes out of the pits. 11.2 stop there. He's going to drop down the field. As into the pits now comes Sam Thompson, who's going to be having some words with Red Bull at the end of this race after what has happened with collision with his teammate James Willows, who I imagine is not going to be a very happy bunny after this one. And now Joseph Willows also into the pits. So we've only got less than 20 laps to go now as Willows comes out. He'll rejoin in 5th place. He's had a pretty comfortable race so far, Joseph Willows. He's made a good start, kept the lead, not really had any trouble, and he's avoided trouble. As now into the pits comes Felix Sontag from 2nd place, who's not really managed to catch up to Joseph Willows. He's remained in 2nd place. Sparta in 4th at the moment, as Sontag comes out, 9.5. There is Willows, who's just going past him on the front straight. Is Marshall, I think, that was right behind Jay McKenzie, Polish driver. Sontag is going to come in 5th place. And here is Evan Byrne, who's in 7th, who had a great result at the Spanish Grand Prix, coming in 4th. His best result of what has been a pretty troublesome couple of seasons in the GP4 Offline Championship. Had a disastrous one at Honda last year. The season in 2006 wasn't too bad, but 2007 was really bad for him. As Adam Wolf now comes in. Here's George Roke in 9th place at the moment. Wolf comes out into 12th place as Will Neller just goes by him and laps him. And now Will Neller comes into the pits, an 8.7 second stop from the Ferrari crew, another great stop. Marta, for the moment, takes the lead ahead of McKenzie. He did get ahead of McKenzie, as Willows is right behind. There, McKenzie going to try and overtake him. McKenzie is not ready for position unless McKenzie has to make another stop. I believe he does. As Sontag just and it's close between the 2 Ferraris there. And there's been contact between the 2 Ferraris, Sontag and Neller. Oh my goodness me. Oh, there is going to be some words. I don't know what Sontag was doing here. He came too close to Will Neller and he loses it. But he doesn't lose it as much. He does a nice little turn there, but Neller has spun. Oh my goodness me, there's going to be some fire after this race between both the Red Bulls and now the Ferraris. It's not going to lose them too much. I believe they're going to keep their places, as into the pits now comes Yuri Malta. With only 9 laps to go, he went quite long on those set of tyres. I thought he was going to try and go to the end, but I suppose he pitted quite early, so it's been a 3-stop. Not exactly been the great strategy from McLaren for him. It's favoured Joseph Willows, certainly, because he was in the lead, but I don't know why he really came in that early on the first lap. On lap 18, sorry, to be honest. He comes out in, is he going to be in 4th place, or is he going to drop any more places? No, it looks like, oh wait, no, he has dropped down to 5th, as Neller just gets ahead of him after that spin with Sontag. So he would have been very angry, Neller, if he got past him. And, oh, that is a Toyota, that is Evan Byrne, who's hit the wall in frustration, as he is now out of the race. No, it's Paige Knight. Excuse me, that is Paige Knight. Oh, that is a disaster for her. She is out of the race with, it looks like, an engine problem, and it is an engine problem. She was running well in the points, and now that is not good for her. As we're now on to the final lap of the race. Not been that much action, or at least not as much action as there has been in previous GP4 Offline races. As we're on board with Wolf here, right behind the Honda. And Wolf is in 10th place, and this is a good result for him. Surkoff's in 11th. McKenzie is in 2nd. Sontag trying to just negotiate his way through traffic. Martin right behind Neller. That could be a close finish. Sontag tries to get past Safri. Willows is going to have to try and get through this battle with Delazio and Wolf. Is he going to catch all these guys before the end? I'm not sure. But as we're coming around down the turn, through the turn 8 section, and is Wolf going to make a move? I don't think he's close enough. Delazio does defend, but he's not going to make the move stick, as here comes Joseph Willows, who's right behind Surkoff, Wolf's teammate behind. He's probably going to lap him before the end, I reckon, as McKenzie is defending from Sontag. Is he going to get 2nd place? Coming into the And there's almost contact, but I think Mackenzie has just about held it, and he has done. Is he going to be able to hold it coming into the final couple of corners? As Marta is also right behind Nella for 4th place. That is going to be a battle to watch. As coming round the final corner, Joseph Willows is right behind this battle for 9th place. But Joseph Willows laps Surkov, and Joseph Willows wins the Turkish Grand Prix, round 5 of the championship. A great result from him. Controlled the race from start to finish. But Mackenzie comes round the final corner, and I think he's going to hold off Sontag for 2nd place. Sontag is right behind, but Mackenzie does hold on for 2nd place. Sontag is going to get 3rd, and Nella has got past Yuri Marta for 5th. No, sorry, Nella has held on from Yuri Marta for 4th. I do apologise. As here comes Volker coming round in 16th place. Thompson is going to get 6th, a good result for him. But there will be words to be spoken after this race with his teammate James Willards, who is he's going to be absolutely fuming after that collision with him, which has got Thompson the points in the end. It's not actually affected his race as much as I expected it would, but he is going to get 6th place, and that is going to anger James Willards even more as he comes down the back straight. Evan Byrne is going to be in 7th place. As I think Roke is right behind him. Is he going to be able to make the move stick before the final 3 corners? As Thompson comes round the final corner, and he is going to take a comfortable 6th place. But there will be words to be said from Willows after this race, as there comes Byrne and Roke, and Byrne is going to hold off Roke for 7th. Roke is going to get the final point in 8th place, as here comes Delacio, who just holds off Adam Wolf for 10th place. That was a tight finish there, but he manages to hold him off. And that has been the Turkish Grand Prix. Not as exciting as I hope as it usually is in real life, or it has been in real life, but it was still a good race nonetheless. And here are the final race results. Joseph Willows winning ahead of Jay Mackenzie in 2nd, Felix Sontag 3rd, Will Neller 4th, Yuri Marta 5th, Sam Thompson 6th, Evan Byrne 7th, George Roke 8th, Dominic Delisio 9th, and Adam Wolf completing the top 10. Dmitry Surkov 11th, Jack Boyman 12th, Strachan 13th, Gal 14th, Zafri 15th, Volk 16th, and the retirements were Page 9th, Roland Mointian, James Willows, Waze Kuba, Alex Southgate, and Viggo Holst. Disappointing weekend for Renault, and it promised so much for Roland Mointian, as also for Page 9 as well. As here were the fastest laps. Willows sets the fastest lap by 3/10, comfortable margin ahead of Nella, Marder in 3rd, Soldog 4th, Finley Strachan in 5th, good pace from him. Couldn't get him any points. We get to see Page 9 7th. Dmitry Surkov in 8th, a good fastest lap from him. Roland Mointian 9th, Sam Thompson 10th, Anna Wolf 11th, Waitsky with 12th, Jack Boyman 13th, and George Roke all the way in 14th. A disappointing race for him. That's why he couldn't get any pace. Delisio 15th, Byrne 16th, Volker 17th, Willows, Gal, Southgate, Zafri, and Holst completes all the drivers' best laps of the day, all the fastest laps. So that's no wonder George Roke struggled. He had a really bad result. And in the final race results here, you can see Sontag got a 25-second penalty causing the collision, so he dropped down from 3rd to 5th. As here is the driver standings at the moment. It is Nella leading ahead of Josie Willows 2nd, Sontag 3rd, Marder 4th, Mackenzie 5th, Roke 6th, Boyman 7th, Knight 8th, Byrne 10th, Thompson 10th, Willows 11th, Strachan 12th, Waitscooper 13th, Volker 14th, Southgate and Delisio 15th and 16th, and Holst, Wolves, Zafri, Surkov, Moitian, and Gal all haven't got any points so far this year. So that was unfortunate for Moitian, who still hasn't got any points this year. And in the constructors, it's once again a very tight race between Ferrari and McLaren, 2 points separating them, 56 to 54. As BMW are down in 3rd on their own, in 3rd place, with Toyota and Williams tied on 14 points, Red Bull on 12, Renault 4, Honda 3, Toro Rosso 3, with Force India and Super Aguri on 0. And that has been the Turkish Grand Prix, so I thank you very much for watching, and we will see you for round 6. Peace.